Are NFTs dead? Can you still make money trading NFTs? How do you even know if a project is going to become profitable? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gavin, and these are the questions I'm going to be answering in this video. And I'm also, of course, going to top it off with one upcoming project that I am looking forward to. Let's hop right in. But before we do, as always, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and let's dive right in. So, are NFTs dead? I don't think so, but they are certainly not where they were a few months ago. And it's evident why. We don't really need to speculate. All we really need to do is take a brief look at history within what powers the NFT market. Cryptocurrencies. If we take a look at Bitcoin back in 2017, one of the first times that mainstream and mass media was really raving about cryptocurrencies, we essentially experienced what we're currently experiencing in the NFT market right now. At the time, altcoins or alternative coins were popping up left and right, similar to what we're seeing with NFT projects right now. For the most part, you could buy an altcoin that your friend's brother's uncle said was going to be the next Bitcoin, and oftentimes the very next day you would be up hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And I'm not just saying that, I am speaking from experience because I also participated in this market for better and for worse. And with all things when it comes to mass hysteria and mania, that quickly and abruptly came to an end. Rolling into early 2018, Bitcoin ended up dumping from $19,800 all the way down to $3,156 or negative 84% over the course of that following year. But long story short, eventually cryptocurrencies bounced back harder than ever as adoption gradually increased and large financial institutions started entering the market as a means of alternative investing. But what happened to all of those altcoins? Sure, some of them stuck around, but most of them either went to zero or disappeared entirely. And that's exactly what I think we're experiencing right now when it comes to NFTs. The difference is, however, is that NFTs are more of an artistic and cultural movement, where they have more perceived value than just the anonymity, transaction costs, speed, and so on. Because unlike cryptocurrencies, NFTs can connect you with your favorite events, artists, communities, projects, products. But as with all new innovative technologies, such as the internet or cryptocurrency, the first major boom cycle is always followed by a bust, which is essentially weeding out all of the bad businesses, projects, products, whatever you want to call them. So to answer the question, no, I do not think NFTs are dead. I think we are simply in a period of transition, a period where it's going to take more effort from better teams to deliver and execute on those promises to find the next biggest project. That ultimately leads me into my next point. Can you still make money trading NFTs? And the answer is absolutely, definitively yes. No matter what, there will always be diamonds in the rough or outliers that outshine the rest of the crowd and inevitably perform exceptionally well. So that leads us to the ultimate question, the one that really only seems to matter. How do you find a profitable project, especially in these current market conditions? Well, I think it's fair to say that what I'm about to talk about in this video is not entirely new. It's things that I've talked about in the past. It's how I've looked for projects, but more specifically now, there are certain ways and certain things that you need to be looking and keeping an eye out for that's going to have a much higher indication or probability of a project performing well and being profitable, i.e. you buying the project and being able to sell it for a profit going on from now, especially as we navigate the current market conditions and eventually go back into a new bull cycle, which I do think will happen. I just think that the bull cycle we have next will be different than what we previously experienced in December, January, February, going into March. And that is because market participants are simply getting smarter. It was the same with alternative coins back in 2017 and 2018. Eventually, people started to realize that all of these coins were eventually going to zero. No one really had anything new to offer, and there was no point holding them over the long term because there was a high probability of failure of investment. So rather than just going through a bullet pointed list telling you all these great things, what you should be looking for projects, as always, I'm going to show you a project. I'm going to show you why I like it and how to look out for projects similar to it, because this is where I believe that the NFT space is headed. Whether that be in a few months from now or a few years is to be determined, but either way, I definitely believe the shift is coming. Now, before I talk about this project, comment, guys, no, this is not paid promotion. I have never taken paid promotion on this channel, and unless cryptocurrency literally goes to zero, I probably never will. So relax, reply, guys. No, I'm not shilling you on paid promotion. This is actually a project that I think has potential, that I think is good. So let's dive in. And there's a lot of projects like these, and I don't want you to get the sense that it's going to be a lot harder to find a good project. That's not the case. I think what you have to understand, what I'm about to say, is that as the market expands, as more participants come into the market, as more builders come into the market, there's simply just going to be a lot more projects. The pool is going to expand. But that also means that there is going to be a smaller pool of exceptionally well-run projects that are going to do better. The thing is though, I think that the ratio of bad projects is going to get bigger and expand faster than the ratio of good projects. However, I still think that there is going to be a lot of good projects that will come up. You just have to be able to know how to focus on those good projects. No different than back in September, October, November. There were a lot of projects that did good. There were a lot of projects that didn't do good. It's the same thing. You just have to kind of understand and adapt with the market that what did well back then isn't necessarily indicative of what is going to do well now. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about this project called Degenheim. There's a few reasons why I like this project. Number one, I like this project because it's not super overly hyped. They're not running a bunch of giveaways, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but for what they are creating, they don't need to do that. These guys are a fully gamified play and earn NFT project. So first of all, what I really like is they say play and earn. I have talked about a good amount of play to earn NFT projects on my channel. And if you know me, I don't really believe in play to earn NFT gaming. I don't think that you're just gonna be able to consistently play some game and be paid to play it. I think what's gonna happen is something more like the play and earn model, where you find a game that you truly enjoy, that you would gladly spend 10, 12, 16 hours of your day playing if you weren't getting paid, but because it is an NFT blockchain based game, all those in-game items that you own are actually assets that you can sell back in the player driven economy. So like, let's say you just bought a new skin in League of Legends, you quit the game and you're like, wait, I had this legendary skin. Someone's willing to pay me $10,000. That's the current market price or the floor price. Let's go ahead and sell it. So that's where I think true play and earn or play to earn gaming is going. And that's essentially what these guys are looking for. So when it comes to Degenheim, these guys are making a roguelike 3D game, a game that hopefully will be as good as any other game that you'd normally play without being an NFT or blockchain game. And then of course, again, you'd be able to own your player owned assets. Now, why do I think a project like Degenheim has potential to do well? There's a couple things. Number one, I do truly believe that the near future of NFTs is going to be more focused on gaming, or at least that's going to be a big market. There's obviously going to be music, other forms of entertainment, concerts, and so much more, but NFT gaming is definitely going to be a huge market. And even though these guys aren't some huge tech studio, they're doing it right now. So these are projects that I want to be looking out for, because I know that they're not just trying to capitalize on hype. If they were, they really wouldn't be taking the time to build out this really well-made 3D Unity based game. So number one, the team. If we go to the team is fully doxed. Does that mean the project is going to do well? Of course not, but at least it gives you some insights into who is actually building out the project. And if they're not doxed, there's a much higher probability that they're just going to rug and run because no one's really holding them accountable. More specifically on this team, their experience is directly related to what they're building. So I'm not going to go over every single team member. I think you guys can read this for yourself and you get the point. These guys are also all in-house. So none of these guys are contracted. Their entire game development team, which they told me is about 20 people, are all in-house. And why does that matter? Well, if you think about something like Pixel, which raised $70 to $80 million, pretty much none of their team, from the people actually building the game, rendering out the environment, and creating the NFTs or characters as those NFTs, were in-house. They were all contracted. And that's why one of the reasons I believe it went so terribly bad. They really had no clue what they were doing, and they couldn't really understand what the outsourced studio was doing because they themselves were not game developers. I know, who would have thought? Another big thing is looking at their branding, looking at their trailers, seeing what they're putting out, and you can tell that this is really high quality. They took the time to build this out. They've done a lot of work. They're working on the fine details. And on top of that, which I cannot personally verify, but they did tell me, Milan, the founder, told me that most of the footage is actual in-game footage of him playing. So it's not just something they drafted up for marketing. They actually are filming in-game experiences and gameplay to show you sneak peeks of what the game is actually going to look like. So things like that, looking at a project, makes me feel a lot better, because it's showing you what you are going to expect and what you're probably going to get. And of course, I'm sure that they're going to show more real game footage and beta gameplay prior to the mint to make people feel comfortable. And of course, they're developing the game right now prior to the mint. A lot of projects who say they're making a game raise the money first and then they build the game later. And while yes, that is, you know, a good strategy if you don't have the financing and you have a vision to do something, a lot of times the people just simply underestimate what it takes to build a really good game. Not only that, if you build the game, are people really going to want to play it? Again, probably not. On top of that, another really big factor that you have to look into is the branding. And I think these guys did a really good job with branding. It's called Degenheim. So they are literally playing on the fact that most people are Degens. Degens are going to be playing this game. Degens play video games. Degens are NFTs. They have like pizza slices as shields and crazy stuff that that simply appeals to the audience, the market that is currently participating in the NFT space. And why that's so important is because you, as the market participant, buyer, or investor, have to understand that your investment is only going to go so far as their ability to market and brand their product or project, to sell it out, hopefully do well. And if you want, you are able to then take your profits off of them being able to do good branding, good marketing, and sell their own project. Now, am I saying that this project is going to do well or amazing? No. What I am saying is that this project has a high probability of doing well simply because of these factors. Considering that they are focusing on a specific thing within NFTs, play and earn gaming, they have really solid advisors, which I'm a huge fan on. I think advisors are super important when it comes to NFT projects, and I really think that a lot of projects underestimate having a project, which is very evident because you see projects with a lot of potential just completely fail because they either thought they were too good to have an advisor, or maybe they just didn't realize how much they needed an advisor. So that is another big thing. Just for an example, Meme Land has like 12 advisors, and their mints are doing absolutely amazing. Their Potatoes mint, which is a free mint 10K collection in this market, hit a floor price of nearly 1.8 Ethereum. And another big thing, which I've always said when it comes to NFT projects, and this is a double-edged sword, it could go either way. And it's what I was talking about when I first found Azuki when they had like 7,000 followers. I said that this is certainly not the trend, but it is different. Either people will absolutely love this project because it is new and different and could potentially set its own trend, or people simply will not like the project at all because it is not trending and it will die off. But I don't think we have to say too much about Azuki. I think we all knew how that went. If you really want to create something great, if you really want to stand apart from the crowd and be an outlier, you need to create something unique, something that's different from all the rest of the projects. Yes, absolutely, you can capitalize on what's trending and what's hype, and you can still do that now. But for the most part, if you want to get those really clean and crisp big plays, you need to find those outlier projects that there just aren't many of, and it seems like they're doing their own thing and they don't really care about what's trending right now. So that is pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to talk about the current state of the market. Are NFTs dead? Can you still make money? And you just need to know what to look out for. That's all for this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.